Episode 3797, The Days Can Be Long.
Moms, it's time to rediscover, rejuvenate, and renew who you are in mind, body, and spirit. Welcome to Create Your Now, Your Best Selfie, the show to help you do just that. Here's your host, certified life coach, personal trainer, and nutritionist, Christiane Wargo.
Happy day. It's Friday, and that means it's Confessions of an Upset Mama. And come on, you know you love it because the weekend is here. It has arrived. But you know what? Hopefully you don't have a lot of thunderstorms. On the East Coast, we do from Hurricane Aaron and what's happening there. But man, hopefully you've got some sunshine because you know what? The days can be long. For those of you who are brand new to Create Your Now, welcome to this incredible family. I'm so delighted of your presence. If you already even had the opportunity, you want to head on over to createyournow.com where you can learn more and sign up for the K.I.S.S newsletter. The Keep It Simple strategy, everyday solutions to live, love, and impact. Well, this episode is brought to you by AIM, Inspiring Connection and Community. Well, as you know, it is Confessions of an Upset Mama, and I can't say I'm really upset today, but I do think we need to bring a few things to the table and have some discussions. And I think we need to think about how we raise our kids when it comes to stages of life. When we have them as infants and they go into the terrible twos, into toddlers, into pre-K, into elementary age, and the stages within that. And then you've got the tweens and the teens. And then on top of that, you say, oh, well, they're this generation and all of this. We label. And we tend to forget the child that's right in front of us, let alone the parent, meaning you and I, that's trying to help raise them. Parenting isn't for the faint-hearted. The days can stretch on endlessly, filled with messy meals, sleepless nights, sibling battles, and the constant scramble to keep up with everything. The activities after activities after activities. And let me tell you, it does not get easier even when they move away. I'm just saying, the days can be long, but the years are short. Yet, there you go, you blink, and those long days shrink into years that race by. Kids grow up too fast, and many parents, well, we find ourselves stuck, wondering how they got there, feeling left behind as their children step into new phases of life. But what if parents didn't have to fall behind? What if you didn't have to embrace that feeling of, gosh, am I really losing my child? I'm going to share a little bit here for a moment. And please just listen. I don't know where you are in your parenting. And if you don't have kids, you may want to listen, or maybe you don't want to listen. I'm not really sure. But I think when we look at relationships and becoming a part of somebody else's life, there's always something to learn. So I would encourage you to stay tuned, even if you don't have children or if you're an empty nester. Because here's the thing. Most of the time, the people that have the problem the most when it comes to stages of life and children, it's not the kids. Nope, has nothing to do with them. It's the parents. Sometimes it's the grandparents or the aunties and the uncles because they're like, oh, but I just want to keep you at this age. I just want you. I can remember when we were having kiddos, and understand this, we have 5 children growing now, technically all officially adults. A few of them are still at home, but we're transitioning and we've got 1 left in college. Yes. I cannot believe we got 4 through. We got 1 left. And when they were littler, I can remember many women coming up to me and like, oh, is this your last one? And I'm like, yeah, probably. And it was for our baby, our number 5. And they're like, oh my gosh, you're just going to miss this. Can you even sleep at night? Can you handle it? I mean, what is it? And I'm like, I'm actually looking forward to the next stage of life. I didn't mourn or grieve that I wasn't going to have an infant once they were 12, 13, 14 months old. I wasn't going to do that. I didn't do it with the previous 4. And yes, I know I had one after the other. They were basically stair steps, all blessed surprises, none of them planned. And so, my husband would have been happy with 1. He told me at the beginning, and now he cannot imagine life without 5. And then now we have our 2 grandbabies. But I share that with you because I sometimes think that we as parents, and especially us women, we look at this and say, oh my gosh, we're going to miss out on so much. Like, why are they growing up? Like, I just want to keep them little. They're not a puppy dog. You want them to grow up. I mean, would you go back to your childhood? I mean, really think about that statement before you answer it. No, I would not. Why? Because I went through my childhood. I'm not saying I didn't love my childhood. I'm not saying there were good things and bad things, whatever. But going back, is it going to make it easier? No. Why would I want to stay there? No, because I've gone through it. We should be excited about the next stages of life for our children. What if you, though, would look at raising your kids in the stages of life and looked at things on how you could grow with your children instead of chasing after them, chasing after the stages of life? Would that change anything? I mean, this isn't some pie in the sky parenting fantasy. It's a deliberate choice. I chose to be excited about each stage of life that my kids went through. I chose to be excited when my girls went from dancing at 3 years old to competing in high school and college and trying out for things. Some worked for one girl, not for the other one. Both went in different ways. The interesting thing is both of my girls are both in medicine. Isn't that interesting? My boys, all technology. Yeah. Anyway, it's just interesting. Sidebars. But in all of that, I wasn't one who said, but I just want to keep her in her little ballet shoes and her little tap shoes. She was so adorable. I remember our number 3 of 5. Oh my goodness. She had this adorable pink and white candy striper kind of looking outfit. It was adorable. It had stripes coming down and they were thick stripes, like probably 2.5 inches. And it was a baby pink and then a white and a baby pink and it was satin. And oh my gosh, I have this picture of her and she is adorable. Would I want her to stay at that age her entire life? No. My 1 of 5, right, our oldest daughter, she was a dancer. She went all the way through. She competed in high school. She went even into college and did some things in college too. My number 3 of 5, which is our second daughter, she wanted nothing to do with dance at one point. She's like, I'm done. And she went into riding equestrian and jumping and doing all of this stuff. That's what she loved, was horses. And now she's a PA. And so sometimes we sit here and we get these ideas as parents in our heads that it's got to look a certain way. It's got to feel a certain way. Why? Seriously, have you asked yourself why? Yeah, maybe it's not fun anymore to be able just to hold and snuggle up with your kiddos, but we grew up too, right? I mean, God created us, right, as parents, and he has to watch us grow. Do you think he's crying? Maybe he's crying more because we made stupid mistakes, but do you think he's really crying because we're no longer an infant? No. We're supposed to grow up and impact the world that we touch. And so it is a deliberate choice, in my opinion, for parents. And not to sit here and be like, lament over the stage of life that you feel like you're leaving behind. Oh no, it's a necessary mindset shift to meet the relentless pace of childhood with your own version of growth, curiosity, and presence. And when you do that, then you can savor each stage. That is your Kiss to Keep It Simple strategy. Savor each stage. It's not about that lamenting of, oh, I'm never going to get this again. If you're blessed to have grandkids, oh, you're going to get it again and again and again and again. And it's wonderful. And if you're not, go volunteer in a church nursery if you have to have those single times with your newborns. Seriously. There's so many other ways. And we truly do a disservice to our kiddos when we're trying to be like, but I just want you to stay little. I mean, once in a while, kind of being funny, that's okay. But are you saying it every cotton picking day? I know there are mamas that are doing that. And I just have to shake my head. And they come to me and they're like, I don't understand why I don't have a good relationship with my children. Oh, really? Simple things like this. So what does raising kids and getting them through the stages of life look like for you in your household? Are you a single mom? Are you married? Are you co-parenting well? Is mom and dad, if you're still married, right, and you're doing life together, what does that look like? Are you on the same page? Because you know what? Dads are usually on a different page than moms are. And it's important to understand, to come together and say, I'm really struggling with this. Be open and honest with your spouse. And if you're co-parenting, if you can and you have a good relationship with that other parent, whether it's the mom or dad, then express and say, I'm just struggling here with this. Please understand. And if they're cold-hearted human beings, which there's a lot of those out there, I'm sorry, and just keep your mouth shut and talk to somebody else who does care about you and your children. And I'm being sincere in that. I'm not kind of just tongue-in-cheek on that. I'm being sincere. Because it's unfortunate that we have a lot of parents out there that should not be parents. And then we have people who want to be parents and can't be. And I don't know, that's a discussion that God and I are going to need to have on another day. But I know when he calls me home, that's one of the things I'd like to ask. Why is that? I don't know the answer. And it breaks my heart. But what I do know is that you get to choose. You get to choose how you show up for your children. And if that's the only thing you get out of today, savor each stage. You get to choose. Don't let what somebody else tells you. Don't let just a parenting book. Don't let your spouse, your ex, whomever it is, don't let them dictate to you what you're looking at. But I do plead with you and ask you to say and look at, gosh, am I being one of those parents who's just trying to hold everything because I need it more than the children need it? That's being selfish, mama. Dad, same with you. We're not supposed to be selfish as parents. We want to raise up our kids, train them up, discipline them accordingly so they can go out and impact the world that they touch. They can be productive in a society and make that incredible impact, allowing them to utilize the gifts and talents that God has given them. But as you're going through their stages of life and they're growing up underneath your wings, at some point, you need to be honest with yourself and say, I don't like this, but I'm going to accept it, or this is how I'm going to handle it. And if you are truly struggling, and I'm being serious here, get some help. Send me an email. Get a great coach. Talk to a counselor or therapist, one who's actually licensed, please. If you're going to go to them, make sure you do your research, because there are some out there, they say they're doing good work, but you need to make sure. Get a reputable recommendation and really see, okay, what do I need to do here? Because unfortunately, when you're struggling with this on an emotional side of things as a parent, and there are a lot of parents who do. I am not one, call me weird, but it's because I've just enjoyed every stage of life. And now with our grandbabies, I get to experience it again. Now I'm experiencing it different than my own children, but at times they feel like my own children. Why? Because they're little, they're cute. No, they don't call me mom, and that's a good thing. They call me grandma. That is my given name. And I love that. And they know I love them and that I will do anything for them. I will protect them. And I love them unconditionally, just as I love my 5 children. And as my children have grown and gotten older, guess what? So is my heart. My heart has grown for them. There's nothing more thrilling and satisfying than seeing your children do what they were created to do. Are you willing to see that in your child? Seriously. Because if you are not and you are struggling, I'm asking you, please talk to someone. Even if you want to reach out to me, I'm here for that. Pretty soon, we'll be able to talk about this in our community. We're going to have the free community, K.I.S.S. We're going to be opening up AIM. We're getting close, I promise you. And honestly, okay, I say this every single time I say it and I put a date on it. It's like, ugh. I am praying that we're going to be able to do something by the end of September. Okay. I was hoping Labor Day, but I cannot do that with my mom's accident. It has not worked, and that's okay, right? You shift, you have to make things work accordingly. And so it's kind of like savoring each stage. Well, this is kind of savoring the stage of going through Create Your Now. We're going to have these things, and then there's going to be a lot. All of a sudden, you're going to be like, whoa, what happened? So I don't want to tell you to wait for any of it. So if you need help, please reach out. Okay, seriously. Because this is serious. And we just tend to brush everything under the carpet. We don't want to talk about it. We don't think that it's important, but it is affecting us. If you are laying awake in bed at night going, oh, I'm just going to miss their cuddles. They're just getting so big. And it truly is disturbing your sleep. It's emotionally charging you in a negative fashion. Okay, maybe you feel more depressed. Those are red flags, okay? And they need to be taken care of, and you need to take it seriously, all right? And I mean that genuinely. I wouldn't be talking about these things if I have not experienced it with other people. Now, I will tell you this, I have not personally experienced it because I made the choice that I literally have learned to savor each stage. And it allows me to walk with them and not be at them all the time. Does that make sense? And so therefore, they're not serving me in their stages of life. No, I'm actually serving and growing through their stages of life. My children need me as much as I need them. They grow and stretch me every single day. Now, I'm not going to tell them and give them any credit. I'm going to give it to my mom and dad first. Don't tell them that. But they do. Our children should grow and stretch us, and it's important. And so what does it look like in real life where we as parents can really make to stay in the game and truly savor each stage of life, not just endure it? Well, number one, show up fully in the moment, not just on the clock. It's easy to survive day to day without really showing up. Checking off the boxes, putting out the fires, keeping schedules, making sure they get to their activities, whatever, finishing up the college years, getting them married off, whatever it is, but emotionally checked out, mentally elsewhere. But your kids don't just need your presence, they need your engagement. They both count. They need your presence, but presence requires what? Engagement. It's not about just sitting there as a bump on a log. Presence involves engagement. So put down your phone. Stop thinking about the next thing on your to-do list or what you're going to fix for dinner. When your child talks, really listen. Clue in. Listen to phrases. What do they keep repeating? Let me give you a little tidbit here. For those of you who co-parent and you have been divorced and you're having to share, split, maybe you have now your ex is remarried, things are difficult. When you're listening to your child, listen for phrases and how they use it. That's a clue. They're leaving you clues as to what's going on and what they see in their life between your home and the other parent's home. Really listen. When they play, play with them. And if you don't know how to play, by golly, figure it out. Ask somebody. Go take a play class. I kid you not. They actually exist out there. When your kids struggle, sit with the discomfort instead of looking for quick fixes. Stop trying to put a Band-Aid on everything. Maybe you need to just sit there and allow them to be sad and to express themselves and then talk about what can they do, what are the next steps. Obviously, making it age appropriate. Showing up fully stretches your patience and attention, but it keeps you connected so you don't feel like a spectator as your child grows. And that's the key here. Your child isn't playing the sport of life, okay? You're not supposed to be sitting in the stand just kind of watching them go, yay, go, Roger, you got this. No. You're the coach. You need to be there for the good, the bad, and the ugly. So show up fully in the moment, not just on the clock. Number 2, lean into change instead of resisting it. Every phase with your child demands something new from you. Every stage of life. You're like, oh. And then if you have multiple children, you're like, oh, this one, I got it because I already went through the first one. The second one's going to be much easier. No, it's not. They got a different personality, different temperament, different attitude. Nope, it's going to be totally different. You wonder why there's not a lot of parenting books? Because you have a one-of-a-kind times however many children you have. So if you've had 3 children, you have 3 individuals. Yep, uniquely themselves. And sometimes it's just wildly uncomfortable. Whether it's toddler tantrums, which we've had lots of it, right? Melting into school anxiety, or shy little ones becoming moody teens, resisting those changes only leaves you feeling left behind and overwhelmed. Choose to lean into the messy. Choose to lean into the confusing and the exhilarating growth for yourself and your child. Remember, not just your child is being stretched, but you are. Learn new skills. Adapt to what's happening. Pick up a book about their stage of life. If you don't know, oh my goodness, ask questions about who they're becoming. This mindset will help you evolve alongside your children instead of being left stuck in your own ideas of parenting. A lot of times we just look to our own parents. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that if you've had incredible parents. But I'm here to tell you, I have consulted and coached and sat with hundreds into thousands of parents, single, married, breaking down in front of me, totally hyper, totally out of the world, like out of their mind, going, I can't do this. This is not working. What I'm doing does not work. And then you add in blended families. Oh, it complicates things more. You cannot just sit back and think you got it all figured out because, well, I came from a good set of genes and my mom and dad, what I learned from them. Maybe a lot of what they did was good, but is it really the best for your child? Each individual child? I'm here to tell you most of the time, it's not. Why? Because you're not that child. They raised you. They didn't raise your child and your child is different. They may look like you a little bit. They may have your cute little button nose. They may have those cute little soft ears or the perfect rosy lips. They may have your smile, but they're not you. And so therefore, your parents or whomever, your grandparents, your auntie, whoever raised you, didn't raise your children. And they're not raising them now. They raised you. So you've got to look at what you need for your child, uniquely created in the image of God with his or her own gifts and talents. And yes, struggles and challenges and amazing awesomeness all put into one package. Kind of scary, really, when you think about it. But that's why it's important for us as parents to be adaptable, to learn and to lean into change instead of resisting it. And finally, number 3, build your own passions and identity outside of parenting. When your life revolves solely, mama, entirely around your kiddos, it's easy to feel like you've lost yourself. And it's a real deal, isn't it, mama? It is. But that loss is a fast track to burnout and regret. It's going to get you down the wrong track and you're headed the wrong direction. Parenting is huge, but it's not all of who you are. So keep something in your life that's just for you. Maybe it's a brand new hobby, a craft, a new friendship. Maybe it's coming on over when we open up the gates to AIM and saying, you know what, I want to be a part of that PJ party. There's just something there. Maybe it's a daily habit, something that fills your cup and sparks joy. Something that's much deeper than, I got to get him to activities. I got to fix dinner. I got to take care of the dinner dishes and dogs, whatever it is. This isn't selfish. It's survival, which allows you to thrive. And when you nourish your own identity, you bring more energy, patience, and presence to your role as a parent. You grow. You're stretched. So your kids see growth modeled, not just growth demanded. And there is a difference. Don't hide behind the excuse that your children grow too fast to enjoy the stage you're in. Don't do it. That's fear dressed in logic. Every phase of your child's life is a window. And you decide whether to stand in front of that window and just watch what happens. It's like being a spectator and watching the sport of life in front of you. Or you get to be down there on the field with them. Or you get to step through that window and live it out fully. The days can be long, yes, of course, but your years don't have to slip by unnoticed, leaving you wondering where you went. Don't lose yourself. Grow with your kids. Lean in, show up, and hold on to the parts of you that refuse to shrink away. That's how you make those fleeting years count for both of you, for you and your kiddos. Go in peace, be present, be incredible. Be you. I love you so very much. I cannot wait to see you on the other side. Blessings, hugs, and lots and lots of love. We'll talk to you real soon. Have a glorious, blessed weekend. Bye-bye.
Feeling inspired, ready to train for life and love your journey? Visit createyournow.com for more incredible resources to help you along the way. We'll see you next time on Create Your Now, Your Best Selfie. And remember, always be sure you consult your physician before beginning any health and fitness plan.